You just got paid. You told yourself this time it would be different. You were going to save. You were going to invest. And then, almost without noticing, you opened an app, tapped a few buttons, and spent money you never planned to spend. Again, sound familiar? Good, because I need you to hear this. You are not weak. You are not irresponsible. You are not bad with money. Your brain was literally built to make you spend. And the entire financial industry knows it, studies it, and profits from it every single day. A landmark study from Harvard Business School found that 73% of all financial decisions are driven by emotion. Not logic, not laziness, not ignorance, emotion. And sitting right at the center of that emotional hijacking is one of the most powerful neurochemicals in your brain, dopamine. So today, we are going deep into the neuroscience of spending. By the end of this video, you will know exactly why your brain keeps sabotaging your finances and what you can actually do to start rewiring it. Because once you understand the system, you can beat it. And that changes everything. Let's start by killing the biggest myth in neuroscience. Dopamine is called the pleasure chemical. You have heard that before. But that description is wrong, fundamentally completely wrong. And understanding why will change how you see every financial decision you have ever made. Dopamine is not about pleasure. It is about anticipation. It is the chemical your brain releases when it expects a reward, not when it gets one. When it expects one, that distinction matters more than most people realize. It means your brain gets its dopamine hit the moment you add something to your cart, not when it shows up at your door. The moment you see a sale notification, not when you actually use the product. The moment you imagine how good something will feel, not when you actually feel it. And here is where it gets ugly. Once the reward arrives, dopamine crashes. The excitement evaporates. The satisfaction is gone almost instantly. And your brain, now running on empty, immediately starts hunting for the next hit. That is the dopamine loop. And it is the engine behind almost every impulsive financial decision you have ever made. Now here is the part most finance channels will never tell you. Your dopamine system was not built for this world. It evolved over hundreds of thousands of years to keep your ancestors alive, to push them toward food, shelter, water, connection. It was a survival tool. But today, that same ancient wiring is being exploited by corporations worth billions of dollars, with entire teams of neuroscientists, behavioral economists, and data scientists whose only job, literally their only job, is to hijack your dopamine loop and turn it into revenue. Think about what that actually means. Every time you open a shopping app, nothing you see was designed by accident. The infinite scroll that never ends. The countdown timers manufacturing urgency out of thin air. The only two left warnings designed to trigger scarcity panic. The recommendations that somehow know what you want before you consciously want it. None of that is random. Every pixel, every color, every notification sound was tested and optimized specifically to keep your dopamine system firing and your wallet open. And it is not just shopping apps. Social media runs on the exact same engine. Every like, every comment, every unboxing video of someone showing off a new purchase feeds the same loop. A 2021 study in the journal Psychological Science found that social media exposure increases impulsive spending by up to 40%. 40%. Because when you watch someone else get a reward, your brain does not just observe it. It simulates it. It feels a version of it internally. And then it starts craving the real thing. That is called social dopamine triggering. It is one of the most powerful and least talked about forces quietly wrecking people's financial lives right now. If you have ever watched an unboxing video and suddenly wanted something you did not even know existed an hour ago, you have felt this firsthand. That craving was not random, it was engineered. But there is something even deeper going on. And this is where neuroscience and personal finance collide in a way that will completely reframe how you see your own behavior. Your brain runs two competing systems. The first is the limbic system. Old, emotional, impulsive. It runs on instinct and craving. It wants the reward now, not later. It has no concept of a retirement fund or compound interest. It does not speak the language of long-term planning. It only speaks one language. Reward available, get it now. The second is the prefrontal cortex. Rational, analytical, built for the long game. This is the part that knows saving beats spending. That investing beats impulse buying every time. That real financial freedom is worth infinitely more than a temporary hit of excitement. This is the part of your brain that is trying to protect you. The problem is it keeps losing. Here is why. The limbic system is faster. It processes information in milliseconds before you are even aware of what is happening. The prefrontal cortex needs time. It needs to think, weigh, evaluate, override. And in a world where every purchase is one tap away, the limbic system wins almost every time before the prefrontal cortex even gets a word in. This is not a character flaw. This is not a discipline problem. This is biology. And recognizing that is the first real step toward changing it. Now let's talk about something almost nobody connects to financial behavior, even though the research is overwhelming. Let's talk about stress. When you are stressed from work, from relationships, from financial pressure, from just the constant noise of modern life, your brain floods with a hormone called cortisol. Here is what most people do not know. Cortisol directly suppresses the prefrontal cortex. It shuts down your rational thinking. And at the same time, it cranks up the limbic system, making you more impulsive, more reactive, and more desperate for a dopamine hit to kill the discomfort. Stress shopping is not just a cliche. It is a neurological event. It is why your worst financial decisions happen after your hardest days. It is why the most effective retail strategies in the world are built around creating urgency and low-level anxiety. Because a stressed brain is a spending brain. The industry does not just know this, they count on it. A study from the University of Southern California found that people under high stress spend an average of 34% more on non-essential items than people in a calm state. 34%, not because they are reckless. Because cortisol is literally suppressing the part of their brain that would have said no. So let's zoom out and look at the full picture. You have an ancient dopamine system, wired to chase anticipation over reality. A limbic system that moves faster than your rational mind can keep up with. Daily cortisol from modern stress, shutting down your judgment at the exact moments you need it most. And trillion-dollar industries that have mapped every single one of these vulnerabilities and built their entire business model around exploiting them. This is not a fair fight. And acting like willpower alone should be enough to beat a system, this sophisticated is exactly why so many smart, hardworking, well-intentioned people stay financially stuck year after year. It is not a personal failure, it is a systems problem. And systems problems require system solutions. If you have ever felt that, if you have ever wondered why you keep repeating the same financial mistakes even when you know better, this channel was built for you. You are not alone in this, and you are not broken. That pattern ends here, starting with this video. Because here is the thing that actually changes everything. Your brain is not fixed. The single most important discovery in modern neuroscience is this. The brain is neuroplastic. It can be rewired. The same dopamine system that is currently keeping you broke can be retrained. Deliberately and systematically to build wealth. The same anticipation mechanism driving your impulse purchases can be redirected towards saving, investing, and building the kind of long-term financial habits that create real and lasting freedom. Picture waking up genuinely excited to check your investment portfolio. Getting a real dopamine hit every time you hit a savings goal. Your brain craving financial progress the same way it currently craves a new purchase. That is not wishful thinking. That is applied neuroscience. And it is exactly what we are building together on this channel. Every video here goes deep into the psychology and neuroscience of money, not to make you feel bad about your habits, but to give you the exact tools to change them at the neurological level. Because when you truly understand how your brain works, you stop fighting yourself. You stop white-knuckling it with willpower. And you start working with your biology instead of against it. Most people will watch this and do nothing. You are not most people. If that is what you have been looking for, real science, real strategies, real change, subscribe right now. Hit the bell so you never miss a video. And if someone in your life needs to hear this, send it to them today. This stuff genuinely changes lives. Share it, because the people around you are fighting the same battle, and most of them do not even know it yet. Next video, we are breaking down the exact 3-step dopamine rewiring protocol that behavioral economists use to flip impulsive spending into automatic saving, and how you can start using it tonight. No extra willpower required. No hacks, no shortcuts. Just real neuroscience applied directly to your financial life, in a way you can actually use starting today. I genuinely promise you do not want to miss that one. This is the Rewired Wallet. And your financial rewiring starts right now. See you there.